What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler, a true banger video. Hope you guys do enjoy this one. Drop a like if you do, and also don't forget to smack that sub button. Hey, it's big, red, and juicy, dude. Squeeze the life out of that sub button, bro. Annihilate it. Subscribe right now if you're new. You're not gonna regret it. And also, don't forget to turn on notifications. What are you waiting for? One more thing I want to mention before I dive into this story here, real quick. I'll touch on this. Only Gas merch is now available. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we smoking on? That's Only Gas. Cop your merch today. Show your support for the channel. Hey, $35 for a hoodie, $25 for a t-shirt, $20 for a phone case, and $15 for a mug. You can't go wrong. Beautiful merch, high quality, comfy as can be. You're gonna love it. We smoking Only Gas, baby. Links at the very top of the description. Please tweet me or DM me or send a screenshot of your purchase if you do make one so I can show you some love, drop a little follow back, some stuff like that. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for support on the merch and the content. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, this took place back in my junior year of high school, which, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realize at this current point, probably like 50% of the stories, if not more, occurred during my junior year. The majority, a lot of the stories on this channel were during this one very hectic year of my life, right? But on this particular day, I think I might have talked about this a long-ass time ago, but I don't think I ever made a video on it. I think I touched on this in a stream, but either way, this happened a very long time ago, and those of you guys who have been watching my videos recently might recall my friend Tina, who had the crack pipe, right? Now listen, she got popped for that, and this girl was up to no good. I met her through Ashton, right? And Ashton was my friend of mine who, of course, as all you guys know, he did a lot of drugs, and Tina also did a lot of drugs, and I met her through him, which is how I kind of knew, like, yeah, this girl's with the shits, if Ashton put me on to her, like, yeah, she does her fair share, right? So, on this particular day, I go and I pick up Ashton, and I remember it was just a nice night, it was a pretty normal evening, nothing special. And I go pick him up, and we're cruising around, and he asked if I can stop and pick up Tina. I'm like, bet, no problem, right? Ashton and Tina were very good friends. It was fairly common for them to, me to have to go pick her up when I was hanging out with him, right? They were tight as fuck, and she was cool, so I didn't mind it, right? So she comes, and she hops in the car, and I'm chilling at this point. And she hops in, she daps me up, she daps Ashton up, and she mentions, that she has some dabs, right? I'm ecstatic at this point. I'm fucking hype. Ashton can't smoke because he's on probation, but me, I'm down as a clown for these dabs. I'm like, yo, let's definitely take some dabs later, but I've got a blunt rolled up here that you can hit, right, in exchange for the dab. She's like, bet, let's smoke that now, we'll take some dabs later. So, off we go, right? We're cruising around, we spark up this blunt, and we're smoking, and we're driving around having a good time, and this was most of our nights. We just kind of cruised around, we didn't really do fucking anything, honestly. I was just driving Ashton to serves most of the night. And on this night, that's exactly what happened, right? Ashton had the bars on him, so I was driving him to Zan serves left, right, and center. I remember the first serve I drove him to, we were chilling in the car smoking this blunt, and I drove him to this neighborhood that I'd never been to before, and he drives up to this beautiful ass house. I'm telling you, dude, the rich white girls are all bar-tards. Outruns I swear to God, this woman could have been a TikTok model, dude. She could have been a famous TikToker. It could have been Addison Rae taking these bars, bro. Who fucking knows? But it looked like it, right? We drove up to this exquisite ass house smoking this blunt, and Ashton pops out and, walks up to the door and literally rings the doorbell and hands this girl her fucking pills. I guess her parents weren't home or some shit. But it was a beautiful ass house. So after that, I was like, damn, dude, your custies tonight got some guap, huh, dude? The bar-tards, hey, you got the right little sector of bar-tards going here. He's like, yeah, hey, you know how we operate. And so I spent a little time driving around to the serves. Tina's in the backseat chilling out. We're nice and stoned. And we park up at one point. We go to McDonald's to get some drinks, and we park up, and Ashton pulls out of his pocket the legendary pink powder. Now, for those of you guys who have been watching my videos for a while, you might recall I've mentioned this in the past. Ashton, every now and then, would have this synthetic pink powder. I never knew what it was. He claimed he just called it synthetics. I never knew what it was. It was this pink powder that we would put on tinfoil and just like fucking freebase, dude. Like we literally would just hold the lighter up under the tinfoil and just put a straw, like, you know, put a straw in our mouth over. We cut the straw in half and just inhale, right? It was really sketchy, but it got me a kind of high that no other drug has ever gotten me. It was just immediately like a head rush. It's like someone grabbed my head and started throwing it like a football, and I just felt the velocity of my head traveling. Like every time I hit this shit, the craziest body feeling ever. Pretty short-lived, but it was pretty fucking crazy, dude. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just such an intense, like, tightening feeling of my body and my muscles, I guess. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. But either way, he busts out this legendary pink powder. And by the way, I had a viewer in my comments a couple months ago. I remember this comment. I remember doing research on it, but I unfortunately don't remember the guy's name. Someone in my comments said that they thought this was some sort of synthetic opiate, kind of like a synthetic heroin. And they dropped the name of it. And it was like the letter U and a bunch of numbers. If anyone in the comments knows what I'm talking about, please drop a comment and remind me, bro. I forgot what this guy told me, but I remember as soon as I Googled that, I was like, a light bulb went off. I was like, dude, I swear to God, that has to be what I smoked. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it described it as like a pink powder. I was like, dude, this is it. Like, that's what I smoked. I swear to God, the effects lined up, dude. But either way, so Ashton busts out the tinfoil, and he starts smoking this shit, and he offers some to me. And of course, I'm down as a fucking clown, right? He offers Tina some too. And this was one of the drugs that Tina would decline. This is one of the things that for some reason she would say no to. She was like, no, I'm on the bars. I don't need that shit, right? So we were like, bet, no problem, dude. Let's smoke these synthetics, right? So we smack these shits in the McDonald's parking lot, and we're chilling out, just bumping some music in the car, hanging out for maybe 5 minutes. And the effects of this shit, or at least the intense part of it, wears off pretty quick. You definitely feel it for, you know, maybe 30 minutes or so, but the first 3 to 4 minutes, honest to God, is like fairly comparable to smoking crack. It's pretty fucking insane, right? But then it kind of, I wouldn't say mellows out, but in comparison to the beginning, it mellows out. But either way, we smack this shit. I immediately get that head rush that then just kind of moves down my body. You know, it feels like there's like a ball that just got shot up to my head, like a ping pong ball, just got smacked up to the top of my head, and then it's just sinking through my body really slowly, bringing that wave with it, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm chilling. I'm just like, holy fuck. You know, I feel myself getting lit and then calming down. It's kind of crazy. And Ashton takes another hit, and I take another hit, and we're just chilling. Finally, some time passes where he's got another serve, so we fucking dip, right? We skedaddle. We drive to the second serve, which is in a much less nice area than the first one, right? This is definitely not no motherfucking, we're not serving Charlie D'Amelio Xanax today, boys, okay? This is more of like, we're serving Beetlejuice some Xanax, you know? Listen, we're not going to the fucking hills here, okay? The community isn't borderline gated, you know? Listen, all right? We're on to different things now, but either way. So, we get to the second serve. You know, Ashton goes, he does his thing. This time the kid comes up to the car. I didn't know who the hell it was. I'd actually never seen this custy before. But Ashton, like, it was always crazy. He had, like, a different customer set for every different drug. Like, it was really cool. He had the fiends of every genre, every which direction, dude. I remember there would, like, I used to take him to the train station because kids would ride the train from the city or, like, different parts of the state just to come grab off him. It was kind of cuckoo. But either way, I digress. So, we bust out the second serve, and we're all fine and dandy. And finally, you know, we leave the second serve, and I remember this part very vividly, like almost picture perfect. We're cruising through this grocery store parking lot. We had just left the Dunkin' Donuts. We stopped at Dunkin', and we got coffees. I don't know why, but we were just like, boys and girl, coffee sounds nice, right? So we got iced coffees, and then we were rolling through the parking lot. And I remember Tina offers me a dab, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's take a dab, you know? So I'm expecting her to pull out a rig, you know, I'm getting lit. And she hands me a meth pipe. And I kind of do a double take. Like, at first she hands it to me, and I don't really process that this is a meth pipe at first. And it was kind of dirty, right? Like, you could tell it was definitely just, like, wax resin in there. But it was still a dirty meth pipe, nevertheless. So she hands me this, and at first I don't think anything of it. I'm just waiting for the lighter. And then I do my, like, double take, and I'm like, wait, like, what, like, and I look back, and I'm like, how the fuck do you, like, how do you use this? Like, you're dabbing out of this? And she's like, yeah, like, for sure. And I literally thought she was kidding at first. Like, I looked back and I was about to start laughing, but I asked her, like, I was like, are you, like, you for real dab out of this? And she was like, yeah, let me show you, right? So She asked me to hand it back to her, and I hand it back to her, and she just puts a little dab in there and heats it up from the bottom, and it melts down, and she inhales it. And I'm like, I mean, it works. Like, yeah, you can dab out of a meth pipe, but like, why? Like, you could have a nectar collector. There's so many better ways that if we got pulled over would probably help us out of prison. Like, listen. If we get pulled over and someone has a nectar collector, right? Fine and dandy. They're going to be like, oh, you stupid stoner idiot. Unless you're in, like, Texas, then you're fucked, right? But we're in Illinois. If you get pulled over and you have a dirty meth pipe, you're not convincing those cops that it's wax in that meth pipe. There's no way in hell you are getting away with that. You are going straight to the gulag, ladies and gentlemen. Directly down. No pass and go. No collecting $200. You're fucked, right? That's fucked. So she shows me, and she literally just heats it up from the bottom, and the dab melts down, and it's, she just inhales the smoke. And I'm like, holy fuck. That's kind of smart, like, honestly, that's a pretty convenient way to dab, I'm not going to lie. So once I saw her do it, I was like, all right, I'm game. She's not joking. She actually does this. I'm game. So she passes it up to me, and I kind of pull over and I park up, we're chilling, and Ashton's just kind of bumping music. He's on aux, doing his thing. He usually had aux. It was either me or him on aux. He had really good music taste, so we'd switch off whose playlist was going. But either way, we pull up in this spot, and I smack a fat ass dab. She's like, I'm gonna get you right because that blunt, right? Because I rolled a decently fat blunt earlier, and she got me right on this dab. She put a fat old dab up on the meth pipe, bro. I heat it from the bottom. I'm like, how long should I do it? She's like, a really long time. Like, it's gonna feel like it's been too long, It literally did. Like, my thumb was starting to burn, right? I have a lighter right next to me. Like, I held it for like, y'all heard me light that, right? I'm still holding it. It was definitely longer than this. I remember the feeling. It literally hurt. It literally hurt. We're getting there. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling that tingle on the tip of my, oh, yeah. Okay, yep. It was about for this length, gentlemen, so do the math. Listen, maybe a little longer than that, but my fucking God, it hurt like a bitch. So, either way, I smacked this dab, and I'm fucking buzzing. I hit this shit, and it's fire. This back in high school, dabs were still a luxury. I don't even think I owned my own rig at this point. So, like, dabs were a big deal. So this shit got me sent. I'm fucking lit. And Ashton's just looking out the window. He's got it rolled down because, of course, he can't smoke. And he's sitting there, and he's looking at us, and he's just tweaking. He's just like, fuck. He's like, I wish I could do that so bad right now. And we just, we're like, damn, we're sorry, bro. Like, we apologize to, like, taunt you and stuff, we didn't mean to do that. But I pass it back to Tina. She takes another dab. She has to let it cool down for a minute before she can drop another, right? And we just end up trading this little meth pipe back and forth and taking fucking dabs, dude. It was fire, right? It was actually really nice. And we finish up our dabs. Ashton has another serve, and I cruise him to that, and it's buzzing, right? We get to this third serve, and it was a legendary custody. Crackhead Joe. Very brief encounter with him because he was at work, but we pulled up to the grocery store, and this motherfucker runs out of work. Listen, I didn't even know the grocery store was open this late because, like, the sun was damn near down at this point. This motherfucker slid out, dude, and picked up some bars off Ashton. This man would buy any drug. He was the one guy who, no matter what Ashton was serving, this guy's buying it, right? Crackhead Joe slides out the fucking grocery store. We dap him up, I'm like, hey, how's your day going? He's like, oh, it's good, and then he gives Ashton the money, sprints the fuck back in there. And after the Crackhead Joe serve, we just chill out, smoke a little more weed, take some more dabs, and our night went wonderful. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all enjoyed this story about taking some dabs out of a meth pipe. Drop a like if you guys did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And cop your Only Gas merch today. Link at the very top of the description. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.